everyone, this is Kristen from k.becca, and today we are making metallic embossed Halloween treat bags. So I'm using 3.5 inch by 6 3/4 inch paper sacks that I found in the party goods section of Michael's. They come in a lot of different colors, but I'm using black today because it's a Halloween project. So first we need to make the foam stamps that we'll be using on the bags. And I've included a free download over at k.becca that has the sayings that I'm going to be using today. Now, there are a lot of different ways to make your own custom foam stamps, but this is the way that I find quickest and easiest for making foam stamps that are more simple shapes. So you're going to take a printout of one of the sayings, and I have boo here, and you're just going to trace the letters with a pencil. And you're going to want to go over each area heavily, probably a few times, and it doesn't matter if you get a little messy and go outside the lines. The heavier the pencil line that you have, the better it's going to transfer when we transfer it to the foam in the next step. Okay, so I just finished tracing my letters. And as you can see, I got a little bit messy in places. It's not a big deal. So after you're finished tracing, you take your piece of fun foam and you just turn over your letters and take a bone folder and just go over it. Try to hold it as steady as you can in one place and just go over it with a bone folder. You're just trying to transfer as much of the pencil line over to the foam as you can. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So once you're done doing that, you can just take your scissors and cut the letters out of the foam. Okay, so I just finished cutting out all of my letters, and before we go on to the next step, I just wanted to mention that if you have letters like B or O that have enclosed areas that can be difficult to get to with scissors, you can just use an X-Acto knife to cut these areas out, and it's really easy to cut the foam with an X-Acto knife. So now that we have our letters cut out, we are ready to mount our stamp onto backing. Now I have one done right here, and I have it mounted to an acrylic block, and I actually prefer using an acrylic block because it's clear so you can see right through it, and it makes it a lot easier to line that up when you're going to be stamping. But I realize that not everyone has an acrylic block laying around, so I'm going to show you how you can mount your stamp on cardboard. First, you want to lay your letters out, and remember to lay them out in reverse so they stamp right side. Okay, so I think I like that. And you'll want to have your bag handy here just so you can see if it's going to be too wide or too narrow. I like to make this so when you stamp it down, it'll bleed off the edges a little bit, but not too much. So this looks like it's a little bit wide, so I want to move everything a bit closer together. Okay, so that looks about right. Now you just want to use regular double stick tape and add it to your letters, and you don't have to cover it completely. You just want to get enough tape on there that it's going to stick to the cardboard really well. Okay, so you'll just continue doing that with the rest of your letters until you're finished with your word. But for time's sake, I just want to use the acrylic block since it's already ready. So you're going to lay down a piece of scrap paper and place your bag over it. And the scrap paper is just so you don't get any ink onto your working surface. So we're just using a regular white ink pad. And foam is a lot more absorbent than rubber or acrylic. So you really want to load that stamp up with ink. And I like to use white as opposed to an embossing ink, just because I can see where I need more ink as I'm working. And it's okay if you get some ink onto the acrylic surface, because the foam is thick enough that even if you press down hard, that ink that has gotten onto the acrylic isn't going to go onto your surface. Okay, so that seems pretty well inked. And we're just going to line this up, center it, and vertically you want to put it about an inch below center, because keep in mind you're going to be folding the edge over when you seal the bag after you put things in it. So just, you're going to want to stamp it about an inch below the vertical center. So, and you really want to press down hard to get as much ink out of there as you can. Ooh, that was great. All right. So now onto the magic part. And this never gets old, no matter how many times I do it. I love heat embossing. So this is sterling embossing powder from Martha Stewart Crafts. You're just going to pour it over the stamped area. And then just tap off all of the excess. And you'll notice that there are quite a few areas where there's some extra embossing powder, and so you can get those off with a regular little paintbrush and just brush those off. And it's okay if you have a few little scragglers. You're never going to get all of them completely off, and that's okay. So just quickly return the excess powder to the container. And now we're ready to emboss. There it goes. Okay, so your bag is pretty much finished now. And these bags are a little bit larger, so they're great if you want to put multiple items or favors or treats inside. And from this point, all you have to do is just fill them up with whatever you'd like and fold the top edge over and put a sticker or tape it closed, and you're ready to go. I hope you enjoyed today's project. Thanks so much for watching, and happy Halloween.